Good day and welcome to journalist.com, where we're going to be looking at the Nokia Lumia 1520, the latest flagship from Nokia. An absolutely amazing device with a lot to look forward to, so stick around. We're going to go through everything you need to know about this phone and if it's the right device for you to use. The Nokia 1520 is Nokia's full aggressive entry into the phablet market, a market predominantly controlled by Samsung's Note 3 or the entire line, if you want to say, at this moment. You've seen other brands such as the HTC One Max and the Sony Xperia Z Ultra not make that much of an impact, but I really think this phone stands a very good chance. I mean, Nokia's been doing very well with their hardware. This thing sports a 6.0 inch screen, 1920 by 1080 resolution at 368 ppi, 3400 mAh battery, an absolute beast, 2.3 quad-core processor, Snapdragon SoC for the first time, and 2 GB of RAM. It's packed full of hardware goodies, and I really think it has a very good chance of making an impact in the market. The Nokia Lumia 1520's packaging is right on brand from what you'd expect for the Lumia line. Very attractive, great boxes, and they're quite an eye-catcher. Very, very nice. I love the flap Nokia has for all its actual products, which lets you pull out the product out of the box. It's a very nice experience. And first, obviously, you start off with the phone, which is the main product, just like every other brand. And once you move it, you find everything you'd expect from any phone you buy. You have the SIM unlocker, which is very important to unlock your nano SIM compartment and your micro SIM chip, which are on top left of the phone. Followed by that, you're going to find a very familiar style of cover, which is pretty much the triangle flap. So what happens is you can actually put this on the phone, and those are you can rotate this to actually make it stand upright when you're watching multimedia. A very important part of the experience for any phone with a big screen. And finally, at the bottom of the box, you're going to find your usual charger, USB cable, and headset, which match the color of your device. The device is currently available in white, black, red, and yellow. And knowing Nokia, we might see new colors in the future. We're not sure yet. The 1520 is an absolute beauty of a phone. Although it sits in the phablet category, and whoever is not familiar with what a phablet is, it's literally the mixture of a phone and a tablet given the size, because it sits right between that comfort space of 7.0 and 4.7, which is your average iPhone size. And now, the build of the phone is an absolute amazing polycarbonate finish. Although it's technically plastic, it's still very pleasant to use. It feels very professional. It really shows Nokia knows how to build very good hardware. I wasn't very happy with the finish of the top left side, because if you got two slots, one of them is for a nano SIM card and the other is for a micro SIM card. And although I'm very happy to see the micro SIM make it back into Nokia models, because they've kind of put that on hold for a while and stuck to internal storage, the actual finish up here and the actual lines and how everything was positioned kind of feels it could have taken a little more work, but that's absolutely fine. Everything else is great. You've got the same buttons on the side controlling volume, power, and camera for ease of use. A 3.5mm jack for audio on top, and USB charger at the bottom. Fits quite snugly into a standard jeans pocket, but not maybe as comfortable as a normal sized entry-level phone. But yet again, it's a phablet, so you need to know what you're getting into if you want to consider a phone of this size. The display on the 1520 is pretty much the best thing Nokia has released on any of its phones. Sitting comfortably at 1920 by 1080, this machine pretty much beats every other release earlier from Nokia, be it the 820, 925 or the 1020. It's an absolute beauty to work with. The multimedia experience is amazing, and if you're the type who wants to consume tons of video content, imagery, this phone is an absolute delight to use. It's very, very nice to work with for very high, beautiful colors, excellent contrast, and a very nice working area, because obviously all the work Microsoft has done to support this, we now have 3 columns across the pane as opposed to 2 back in the older models, and this gives you a lot of space to work with, because you can actually have more than just 2 clusters. You can have up to 3. I have to say though, it gets a little confusing when you get a lot of icons in one place, but yeah, again, that experience is up to you, the user. You're the one who decides how you want to experience the phone. Additionally, the viewing angles in which you can actually see the content on this phone is pretty much the best I've seen compared to any other phone from everything I've worked with in the past. Very highly recommended for multimedia users. I really think you would really enjoy this. Although there's no stylus support, a very nice perk is that you can use the screen with gloves on because of how highly sensitive it is, so it's always something to look forward to. As expected from any Nokia device, the camera on the 1520 is very, very good. Sporting a 20 megapixel sensor going up to f2.4 in aperture and up to 2.5 seconds in shutter speed, the phone is very, very good to use. I find a bit of struggle in low light situations, but that's very common across phones because low light in generally sensors have to work really hard to absorb enough light. It's nowhere close to the Lumia 1020 naturally because of the 41 megapixel on the 1020 is quite a vast difference in that phone. The camera is pretty much the main selling point there, but the same amazing software comes from Nokia for this as well. Full control over photo quality, shutter speeds, ISO sensitivity and the likes makes it a very great phone for people who either are budding photographers or people who are looking to go pro in the future. The size seems to be a bit out of usual for a point and shoot experience as opposed to your small Canons and your small Nikons, but it's not really an issue if you actually carry the phone to use as your main handset. HD video recording, always very welcome on phones, and directional microphones make it absolutely great for you to interview people, speak to people around you, and actually get good sound from what you're trying to do. Very good phone in this department, very pleased with what I've seen from it so far. In conclusion, it's very safe to say that the 1020's bigger brother, the 1520, is Nokia's best phone to date. It offers everything you want from a great body design to excellent camera, to very good sound and video recording, to an excellent app experience, which is getting better by the day for all Nokia devices. Obviously, if you're a 1020 user, the 1520 will leave you desiring a little more in the camera department, which is very normal because the 1020 is in a league of its own, but don't despair. Keep in mind the size. The size would be one of the main things you're going to have to look at if you want to buy this phone. I say go down to your nearest store, check it out and see if you want this. The prices I found were anywhere between 2499 and 2599 with some deal websites selling this at 2099. Always buy original and make sure you get the best product and the newest one on the market. Good luck and hope to see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe.